Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's session. How is everybody doing today? I hope you have had a phenomenal week. We are almost there. It's Wednesday, right? We are only a couple days from the weekend, and I cannot wait. However, it seems like the last couple videos I've done, we've talked about Georgia's weather, right? Being so bipolar. Guess what? It's back on. So today it is beautiful. It is gorgeous outside. However, this weekend we are supposedly it's forecasted to get terrible wind, hail, and tornadoes. And best believe, I am not looking forward to that. My daughter and I went through one a couple years ago, and let's just say I do not want to experience that again. So I am praying to God that we do not have to experience this. It dissipates and goes away. And even if it comes, just let it be a little rain because we need the rain, right? So I am praying, and you all pray with me because we do not want tornadoes. We do not want in this damaging winds or storms to come our way. So anyway, I'm not a meteorologist, and we're not going to talk about weather, right? We are just praying that we have a phenomenal weekend. So today's session, if you're a high school senior or a parent wondering what college life really is like, well, guess what? You're in the right place today. I am Jada. If you don't know me by now, I am the founder and president of Thrash Consulting Group, where I help your students and you and your families navigate college admissions and well beyond. So today we're going to dive into College Life 101, what you wish you knew before moving in. From dorm life to budgeting, we're covering the real things nobody tells you, but the things that you really need to know, okay? So I would love for you to drop some questions in the chat, in the comment section, or any feedback or any subjects that you might want me to talk about further, and I'll answer them after my session, or as I go back. I'll just answer the questions for you. So let's get into it. So dorm life, what they don't tell you, okay? Living in a dorm is a whole experience. It's fun, but it's also an adjustment. Here are some key things I want you guys to know, okay? So first, roommate realities. Communication is key. You want to set boundaries really early on. If you know who your roommate is, which you will, in most cases, you'll find out who your roommate is before you get to campus. So it wouldn't hurt if you contact your roommate and say, hey, this is Jada. Like, introduce yourself. You guys get to know each other because guess what? Both of you are um, nervous, right? You're both kind of overwhelmed probably because you don't know what to expect. You're excited, but you're also nervous because you don't know what to expect for freshmen anyway. So set boundaries early on. Like talk about cleaning, talk about guests and visitors and noise. Because believe it or not, some students don't like a lot of noise. Some students love company, they love guests, and they love noise. So make sure that you guys have some clear conversations. And it may be a little challenging, but I promise you, if you have those conversations ahead of time, a lot of things can be avoided during the semester. So, number two, packing smart. You do not need to bring everything, okay? Think about it. You're going from your parents' home or wherever you live. Yes, you may have a small room, a larger room, but you do not want to take everything to your dorm. Why? Because your dorm, you're sharing it with somebody, right? So you can't take every single thing that you own. You want to stick to the essentials. Think about storage, multi-purpose items, and comfort items because you don't have a lot of space. So it doesn't hurt for you to have like a trunk, which I highly suggest. Get you a trunk where you can store things in them. You also want to have different means of storage. Okay. Number three, dorm hacks. Invest in a power strip. You want to invest in a shower caddy and earplugs. Trust me on this one, okay? Now, granted, most of our young scholars already have earplugs or earbuds or whatever they call them. But make sure you have those power strips. Now, a lot of times they'll give you rules when it comes to power strips and things that you can bring. But make sure you have power strips. Shower caddies are important because if you don't have a bathroom inside of your room, you have to go up and down the hallway to the restroom, right? To shower, to use the bathroom. So when you're taking your shower every day, you don't want to have to carry all the stuff in your hand. Have a little shower caddy, and you can get those anywhere. You can get them online, okay? So get that. Get your earplugs. Get your power strips. Number four, shared spaces. Keep in mind, you're no longer at home. So common areas can be a great way for one for you to make friends, but also expect noise and some occasional messes, right? So not everybody is taught to clean. Not everybody is taught to pick up behind themselves. So this is something that you want to keep in mind when it comes to shared spaces, okay? And this is not even just with your roommate, but in your dorm as a whole. If you see something, pick it up, okay? So I have a quick question that I would love for you to leave an answer in the comments. What's one dorm item that you think you will need but might not actually use? This is one of the biggest questions that I love to ask my students, because there's so many things that they think they need, and then they realize, wait a minute, I really don't need that. So whatever you can come up with, I would love to see it in the comments. So again, the question is, what's one dorm item you think you need but might not actually use? All right, so number two, money matters. We're going to talk about budgeting and avoiding the broke college student struggle, okay? So let's talk about money, because those dining hall swipes and Uber Eats orders add up really fast, right? So here's how to stay on top of your finances. Number one, create a basic budget. Um, know how much you have for food, for entertainment, and essentials each month. Your parents are only going to give you so much money, right? It's easy when you're at home, while you're in high school, because you can just go, Mom, can I have this? Can I have that? And you run to the store. But granted, when you're in college, you don't need all of that, because for one, you have your meals all day. You have 3 meals a day. You also have snacks and meals in your room. So you don't necessarily need to be, number one, be Uber eating, right? But you probably will. But just keep in mind, budget is very important, okay? Number two, the meal plan trap. Okay, use your meal plan wisely. Eating out all the time will drain your funds, as I just said. So with your meal plan, each school offers different types of meal plans. And I shared this before. If you're a freshman, I highly recommend that you get the larger meal plan, because you're not accustomed to being on your own. This will give you 3 meals a day, but it's also going to probably give you a couple bucks or whatever they call them on that campus. Some campus bucks where you can eat at one of the campus eateries. Okay, because sometimes, depending on your class schedule, you may not be able to get to lunch. You may not be able to get to breakfast. You may not be able to get to dinner. So those dining bucks can actually come in handy. Okay. So a third thing is side hustles and campus jobs. So consider on-campus jobs, freelancing, or tutoring for extra cash. So this depends. I don't always recommend this. So this depends on the student themselves. Freshmen, I do not recommend having jobs, because first of all, you have to get yourself established on campus, right? So this is a huge adjustment. Even though you may think it's not, this is a huge adjustment from going home to on your own. So I don't recommend getting jobs as a freshman. However, if your parents and you all discuss that and that's something you guys decide to do, then that's totally on you. Just be mindful that your priority is college, because you don't want to fail. So many things happen when you fail. Okay, when you fail courses, if you have financial aid, and if you don't, you will hurt your financial aid if you fail classes. Okay, and we'll talk about that on another video. But number four, student discounts. Oh my God, y'all. Always ask if there's a student discount. So Spotify, movie theaters, your cell phone cell phone. If you have Verizon, if you have AT&T, T-Mobile, they offer student discounts. You will be surprised how many places give student discounts. It's kind of like senior discounts. You get discounts on everything. Apple, Microsoft, There's so many things, okay? So many savings for students. So keep that in mind when it comes to your budgeting, and avoiding that broke college student struggle, okay? Number three, time management, balancing classes, your social life, and self care. One of the biggest shocks in college, no one is reminding you about deadlines. Okay, so a way to track this for you, because one thing about it is in high school, you may have teachers are a little bit more hands on in high school, right? So some are not because they're trying to train you for independency. However, majority of our high school teachers still are kind of hand on with you to say, hey, this assignment is due today. This assignment is due March 15th, next Monday, next Friday, whatever the case may be. College, oh no. You may hear that when they're discussing a specific assignment in that moment, but for the most part, that's not going to happen, okay? So use a planner or an app, something like Google Calendar, Notion, or even a good old fashioned planner can help you stay organized. And I know this younger generation, they may not necessarily like to write or use paper, but believe it or not, it can help you. It's right there in front of you, right? So if you create, say, again, a good old fashioned planner, and if you have it on your desk, in your room, and you mark off, it sounds old, but you can never mess up with writing things down. Okay, and of course, I know you guys may use your note memo notes or your own calendar on your phone. Just make sure that you are very intentional about how you stay reminded of deadlines. Okay, so you also want to find your study spot. The dorm might be too loud, so you want to think about maybe exploring a library, a coffee shop, or even study lounges. So some colleges have study lounges, they have study rooms, and the student unions are usually pretty loud. But within those student unions, a lot of times they have lounges or specific study rooms that you can go to. Also, if you have coffee shops on your campus, those are phenomenal places where you can get some quiet time and you can focus. Also, getting a little caffeine, right? A little tea. And of course, the library is always the go to, right? So make sure that you find you a study spot. And also, you have to study. High school, some students don't have to study. College is a lot different. And I'm not saying some students don't have to study in high school. I just want you to understand the difference in high school and college. Okay, it's a little more deeper. Okay, well no, it's a lot more challenge. I'm going to be transparent with you. Next, prioritize self care. So, like a lack of sleep and stress will catch up with you, okay? So, you want to schedule some downtime, you want to work out, and eat healthy meals. Now, this is going to be one of the biggest for you because you don't have mom there cooking vegetables for you, or buying you vegetables, or buying you salads. So, it's on you to say, I have to eat right. I have to eat my fruits. I have to eat my vegetables. I have to work out. Now, granted, you don't necessarily have to go to a gym, but it wouldn't hurt because on college campuses, they're pretty large. And even smaller campuses, you have to do a lot of walking. So at least you're getting that time of walk every day. So that could be counted as your workout. But you want to schedule some downtime because you need to prioritize yourself. Make sure you get a lot of sleep. Make sure you try to have as less stress on you as possible because I promise you, it will catch up with you. Okay, you're too young. We don't want that to happen to you. So also, I would love for you to drop in the comments: are you a night owl or are you an early bird? And matter of fact, after you answer that, your answer will determine your best study schedule. If you're a night owl, guess what? That's your study time. If you're an early bird and you like to be up early with the rooster, guess what? That's your study time. All right, so number 4, and I think this is our last one: making friends and getting involved. The social side of college can be both exciting and overwhelming. So it can be exciting because everybody's so pumped, especially freshmen. They're pumped to leave mom and dad. They're pumped to experience college. But it can also be overwhelming because you are leaving home. You don't know what to experience. Plus, when you get to campus, you don't know anybody. How do you blend in? So here's how to build your community because that is so important. You do not want to be a loner in college, okay? So join clubs and organizations. You definitely want to get involved, okay? This is the easiest way to meet like-minded people. Now, granted, when you start taking classes, you're going to start meeting people anyway. And especially in your program classes, because those are going to be the students and the peers that you're going to graduate with. So you guys are going to see each other all the time. Okay? So go to campus events is the second one. You get free food. You get to network. So isn't that a win-win? Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, when I was in college, we were definitely looking for free food. Okay, and it's always available. The faculty and staff are always having campus events because they want you to be involved and they want you to enjoy campus living. Okay, so if you don't do anything else, get the free food. But again, you want to network because this is a chance for you to meet new people, meet people who have commonalities as you do. You guys have a similar mindset, okay? And you also learn who you do not want to hang around, okay? All right, so third, again, talk to people in class. Your classmates can turn into study buddies or lifelong friends. Guess what, y'all? My best friends till today are my college roommates and my college friends. They're still my best friends. I'm not going to tell you how long that's been, but they are still my best friends till today. They become your college friends, generally become your lifelong friends, okay? Also, be open to new experiences. Say yes to invites, but also know when to set boundaries. So, this is very important for freshmen. You're so excited, and people are inviting you to come to this party, this event, this house party, to several. You're going to have several invites, right? Some you can trust, some you can't trust. But you don't know who to trust, right? So, what I always tell students is never go anywhere by yourself. Always have someone with you. My girlfriends and I used to always be 4 to 6 of us everywhere we went, right? And if it wasn't, it was always me and my roommate. So always have at least two people, and especially females. You always want to have a buddy with you and learn how to um, be able to discern the right spirits and around you and the right people because everybody's not for you. Just because they ask you to come hang out with you doesn't mean they're for you, right? So just be very mindful of who you hanging around, who you hang around. And for the most part, we can generally tell a person's spirit, right? A person's how do I say that? You can read people pretty well. I'll just say that, right? Be mindful of who you bring into your circle. Be mindful of whose home you go to, whose rooms you go to, whose cars you get into. Okay? For the most part, campuses have everything you need on campus. You can go off campus, but you don't have to. You have food, you have all the resources that you need supplies, tools, everything you need is on campus. However, of course, you need to go grocery shopping. Of course, you need to buy the bare necessities, right? And that's okay. Just learn very quickly as you can who you can trust and who you cannot trust. And also know that everybody is not your friend. And that's okay. Everybody doesn't isn't supposed to be your friend. All right? So, what I would love to do is again put some comments in the bottom for me, and I would love to come back and answer those and share some topics that you all would like for me to talk about. Um, and I would love to follow up with you. So before we wrap up, here are the biggest takeaways for college life success. Be flexible, but set boundaries, okay? Especially with roommates, because you won't be closer to anybody but besides your roommate is gonna be just the person that you're the most closest to, right? Because you're in the place with them all night, sometimes during the day, because classes are flexible, right? So be flexible, but set those boundaries. Budget smart. Small expenses can add up very quickly, right? So be mindful of that. As I told you before, make sure that you're not overspending because guess what? Parents are sending you money. Parents have to still take care of you, right? So don't make it harder on your parents or more challenging for them because you're not sticking to your budget, okay? Stay organized. Time management is your best friend, okay? Put yourself out there. The college is what you make it, okay? And if you ever have questions, you have so many faculty and staff who are readily available for you, okay? So if you found this helpful, make sure to like it, share it, and follow me for more college tips. And share this with a friend who's heading to college soon. So thanks for hanging out with me today. And I hope you have a phenomenal day, okay? See you soon.